Hello everyone. This next fly I'm going to tie is my version of the Stickleback Minnow. The hook is a TIemco 300 size 4 streamer hook. The underbody is the Hairline metallic tape. I want the end of the tape slightly past the hook point and mark the spot where to start the tape. Prepare the metal tape, trim a section, peel the backing and fold it over the shank even with the mark. Trim the tape belly shaped using straight and curved scissors. For the body, I'm using a small gold metallic braid Mylar. Remove the insert and slide the Mylar over the body and have the excess go past the bend of the hook. The thread to secure the rear part of the body is the Semperfli Nano Silk 24/0 white. Wrap the thread around the Mylar to the left of the tape. Secure and trim the tag. Build up the thread, whip finish, and move the thread aside. The thread to secure the front part of the body is the Semperfli Nano Silk 18/0 white. Start the thread around the Mylar in front of the tape with a few wraps and trim the tag. Trim the excess Mylar and build up the thread. Next, I'm adding the 3mm blue 3D eyes. Secure the eyes from underneath the hook in front of the Mylar with figure 8 wraps and add head cement to the wrap. For the dubbing behind the eyes, I'm using Hairline Ice Dub Chocolate Brown. Split the thread, wax both sides, and add the chocolate brown ice dub loosely between the split thread. Add the dubbing twister, double over the thread, and spin to secure the dubbing. Brush out the dubbing and switch over to a hackle plier. Wrap the dubbing behind the eyes and secure by the thread in front of the eyes. Trim the excess, build up the thread, and brush out the dubbing. For the dubbing between the eyes, I'm using the Hairline Ice Dub UV Hot Orange. Prepare it the same way as the previous dubbing. Wrap the dubbing between the eyes and secure by the thread in front of the eyes. Trim the excess and brush out the dubbing. Next, I'm adding the Fin Racoon brown olive Zonker strip. Split the thread, wax, and prepare the fur by trimming a small section from the strip. Place it between the thread and trim the hide flush with the fur. And spread the fur along the thread using a bodkin. Thread tension is the key to this step. Add the dubbing twister, double over the thread, and spin to secure the fur. Brush out the fur and pull all the fibers to one side of the thread. Wrap with tight edge-to-edge wraps in front of the eyes. Secure, trim the excess, build up the thread, and brush out the fur. Next, I'm going to prepare 2 Cree hackles for the main wing. Take the first hackle and place it on top of the fly and measure. I want the tip of the hackle slightly longer than the end of the gold Mylar tail. Remove the excess fibers at the base of the hackle down to the stem so it's even with the thread. Secure the hackle by the stem temporarily to keep it stationary, and separate the fibers at the bottom side of the hackle even with the rear thread. Remove the hackle and peel away the fibers at that point down to the stem. Place both hackles together back to back with the tips even and remove the fibers on the second hackle to match the first one. Flatten the stems on both hackles. Secure on top of the hook and fold the stems back. Secure, trim the excess, whip finish, and trim the thread. Move the dubbing and the fur away from the body, grasp both hackles by the tips firmly, and pull them back over the body and centered. Separate the fibers on the hackle with a bodkin even with the thread, and secure with a few firm wraps in that space, while keeping tension on the hackle with your fingers. Pull the hackle fibers to the right of the wrap forward and secure with lead wire. Build up the thread, whip finish, trim, and add head cement to the wrap. Remove the lead wire and brush back all the fibers. Separate the hackle fibers just behind the eyes and secure with lead wire to keep them out of the way. Take the red thread and secure the hackle, dubbing, and the fur in the open space and trim the tag. Next, take a single strand of olive crinkle flash, fold it over the thread and secure it along the side of the wing and trim it shorter than the main wing. Repeat on the opposite side and trim the flash even with the other. Whip finish, trim, and add head cement to the wrap. Remove the lead wire and pull the fibers back. Next, I'm switching over to the Semperfli Nano Silk 24/0 white. Start the thread and trim the tag. For the belly wing, I'm using the fibers from a section of polar fiber streamer brush. Comb out a section of the brush and trim flush with the wire and fold the fibers in half. Secure it from underneath the hook behind the eye, trim the excess and build up the thread. Next, I'm adding the brown polar fiber for the side wings. Comb out a section of the fibers and trim close to the base to get the full length of the fibers. Fold the fibers together and comb out the short, thick fibers. Split the fibers in half evenly and place them on top of the hook behind the eye on each side of the main wing. Secure, trim the excess into a taper and build up the thread. For the throat, I'm adding the dyed yellow and orange tipped rabbit strip fur. Take a small section of the fern with the hide attached and secure it from underneath the hook with a few wraps. Adjust the length, trim the excess on a taper, and build up the thread. Next, I'm taking 4 strands of Peacock Herl. Match the tips and divide the strands evenly and secure on each side of the main wing. Trim the excess, build up the thread, and whip finish and trim. Take the black thread, cover the white head, whip finish, trim, and add thin head cement. Finally, add the 5-minute epoxy to the head. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and hit the like button to see more advanced fly tying techniques.